Going back to children, there are two paintings I can point to that reference this idea. The paintings The Blue Boy and Pinky are classics that illustrate a fashionable dimorphism between boys and girls. In Steele's article, she quotes, "The press had recently reported that the Crown Prince and Princess of Belgium were expecting a baby and had optimistically outfitted the cradle in pink, the color for boys, that for a girl being blue." According to Time, quote unquote, many US newspaper readers responded by writing, "What? Pink is for a boy? Why, in our family we have been using pink for girls, blue for boys." So yes, obviously, there was very much debate over which color belonged to which gender. However, it was very much cemented in the US in the 1950s with the coming of targeted advertising in marketing. This obviously remained over time with pop icons such as Barbie and Hello Kitty, the Pink Panther films such as Mean Girls.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal. We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay.
Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Legally Blonde, Pretty in Pink, Carrie's prom dress in the titular movie, etc., and so on and so forth. Something really interesting, though, to note on is in the form of ballet. And in ballet, it is also very iconic for a ballerina to wear pink tutus and tights and slippers. So, to which Steele also writes, probably represented an idealized form of Caucasian skin. I wanted to pull up this in a New York Times article interviewing black ballet dancer Sarah Robinson. She attests to having to spend 45 minutes to an hour sponging at her skin-matching foundation onto 12 to 15 pairs of ballet shoes. She receives plenty of criticism for her skin color by the industry itself because she said, "They think me wearing brown tights in a tutu is somehow incorrect." With the history of ballet, unfortunately, lots of ballet dancers, or dancers in general, within the 1800s or early 1900s, were also doubling as sex workers. And with the, quote, the idea of pink as an idealized skin tone, that brings us into sexuality. Within the context of sexuality, one must wonder, why is pink a sexual color? And well, if you are light-skinned, usually the color of your genitals, nipples, lips, and even blushing is pink. Within certain body parts, pink is conducive with a sexual context. By association, pink is a common color in lingerie, the first layer of clothing in our wardrobes. Historian Ruth Goodman's book, How to Be a Victorian, white was typically seen as the cleanest color, as it could show yellowing of grease, dirt, or grime, whatever would be dirty on your skin. As in the Victorian era, it was thought that your skin would secrete toxins, and your undergarments were the first protector against your regular outdoor day clothes to catch it, and thus you would have to launder it and wash it. And the whiter your undergarments were, you were seen as more cleanly, you were seen as more respectable or higher class because of that. However, with pink coming into the mix, with replacing white, it was seen as a kind of rebellion or something that just wasn't supposed to be there, almost something forbidden. Going back into part of the historical contexts with flowers, lots of women's sexuality is equated with flowers, with the idea that they are only blooming for so often and very quickly wither and die away and can never be replaced. In Huysman's Against Nature, a garden of pink flowers portrayed as flesh wounds can allude not to just sexual organs, as flowers are the sexual organs of the plant themselves. They also alluded to the fear of STIs. And if not for the explicit sexual nature of the flowers' organ themselves, flowers can smell sweet and pretty and simply just look nice. And therefore, the idea of perfumes also would come into view. So, touching on all of this, with gender and history and sexuality, they all just don't exist inside of a vacuum on their own. In fact, they all are within a society, and therefore all have political meaning as well. With the amalgamation of all the previously discussed topics, can lead to why pink is such a controversial color. Pink is often an indicator of women's issues, such as breast cancer, or inside India, where women's rights is a very hot topic, is the vigilante group, the Gulabi Gang, detailed in the book Pink Starry Revolution, A Tale of Women in Power in India. They are a group of women who seek revenge from patriarchs who have committed crimes against women in a vigilante form, and it also serves as an intersectional justice reform, or justice movement, really, between a gender and class level. Besides just women's issues, pink also serves as a symbol within queer issues as well. The pink triangle is a common symbol for gay men, not just for the sake of AIDS during the AIDS crisis and having to raise awareness for that, but also in concentration camps and the Nazi regime. As it was a symbol used against queer people in some way, it has been reclaimed sort of to use for themselves. And within the entertainment industry, or not industry within itself, pink was a color adopted as a form as rebellion. Punk bands such as The Clash, the Sex Pistols, Ramones, X-Ray Specs, and Jesus and Mary Chain all used the color within their album covers.
Hey there, I apologize for technical difficulties, my camera glitched. But resuming, punk fashion designer Vivienne Westwood owned a boutique famously called Sex, in big bright fetish pink letters.
Not for Punk hip-hop also serves an example where Real Men Wear Pink declared a headline in the Baltimore Sun in 2004. Pink is just fly, said trend specialist Kenny McAllister. As human beings, we are inherently very social creatures. We all don't live, again, within our own vacuums. We all don't live super isolated as much as the pandemic has done a number on us. We all sort of notice what each other is doing. And even by wearing pink, it's seen as a kind of social, political message to other people of what you stand for, what you believe in, or what kind of gender norms you really follow. I obviously did not dedicate this entire video to just one topic within the idea of pink, really. I hoped it served as a kind of magnifying glass to these intersectionalities. How can one color have so much meaning and impact stuffed into it? A picture is worth 1,000 words. But maybe one color could mean even more. After all, human beings love symbols for their ability to be quick and instantaneous and sort of very prototypical symbols within our minds. Pink is a sort of encompassment of womanhood, of queerness, of sexuality, of issues, of defying gender norm. And pink is obviously my favorite color. I see it as a form of performance and a form of reclaiming my femininity even as a man, because in my life I never had the choice of being feminine or masculine. I had to subscribe to one or the other to appease people around me and appease people who had power over me, because I thought if I wasn't one or the other, I was still very much seen as an outcast or treated with a lot of disrespect, just because with being trans you have to play a lot of respectability politics, because if you're not this or that, you're never anything. So the next time you get dressed, take a look inside your wardrobe. Do you wear pink? Do you have anything that is pink? And why? Do you hate pink? Do you absolutely loathe pink? Or do you like pink? Are you okay with pink? Do you love it? But all those things, all those feelings you have with pink, or even if you wear it or not, can sort of question. It can sort of position you and be a reading card of your beliefs, who you are in the society, and within your own personal image, if not for societies at large.